Hi everybody, this is Beth McCullough. I'm a Stampin Up Demonstrator in Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm here every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi everybody.
And tonight we have a special treat. Our sweet daughter-in-law, Amy, is here.
Hi.
Yay.
Some of you may remember we told lots of stories about the wedding and the reception in Houston. It was June 23rd and
June 18th.
June 18th.
Yeah. Good thing you're here.
It is a good thing. I know it's June 18th. It's my parents' anniversary too.
It's the best time ever.
It was the best time ever. It was so much fun. So how's married life after 3 months, almost 3 months?
Great. Everything's going good. Fully moved in now, so that's good. Just enjoying it. So
New furniture?
some new furniture. We're working on it. I'm trying to make the bachelor pad look nicer.
I was waiting for that.
So Amy has lived in Texas all her life. Do you want to tell us anything special about Texas or what you...
Well, I think it's the greatest state because it's...
I think that's common for Texas.
Yes, it is. The weather's not so great, which is actually why we're here, because it's still 95 degrees at home and it's about 70 degrees here. So it's much nicer. There's a fall here. We don't get that in Texas.
So are your Texas friends jealous that you...
Yes, very jealous. One of my friends from work today asked me what the temperature was, and I told her it was 72, and she was like, "What? It's 95 here." So my dad wanted to know when he could come up because he is also tired of the heat.
Tell him the door's open. Anytime, you're welcome. You let us know when you want to come. Well, Amy has some more stories for you, I'm sure, but I'll tell you what we're going to do. Actually, I'm going to show you my voting card from last week. This might not have closed yet, so if you haven't voted yet, it's a double-step card using the artistically inked, and I'd appreciate it if you'd vote.
And how would they do that?
If you go on my blog, stampingmom.com, there is a link to vote, a big circle that says vote here. And my card was the first one on this month. So it's number 1. It's got a little heart in the corner and you just click on the heart and you voted. So it's easy, right, Amy?
Yes, I did vote.
Yeah, I twist her arm. Amy, don't you want to vote for me?
Well, the cards are beautiful. So.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have any weekly deals, Beth?
I do have weekly deals. We're on week 2 of the weekly deals, and I don't have a picture of them, but they are awesome. And, I just thought of something. I've never shown Amy's wedding invitation because I was waiting till after the wedding, but there's one over there on the shelf. Amy, do you want to go get it? And in a minute, Amy will show you her wedding invitation. But this is the card that we're making tonight. It's an Easel card, and I made this for the Pals Blog Hop on Wednesday, tomorrow. And we were supposed to make a card where the sentiment was the focal point. And so this is what I made. And we're going to make it again tonight in some more traditional colors. So I hope you'll stick around for that.
So what color of blue is that?
This is Starry Sky. It's the new in color. And this is Polished Pink and Parakeet Party. So 2 in colors, the blue and the green, and last year's in color Polished Pink. But we're going to make it again for more traditional.
I like that color combination too,
Yes.
Especially the blue. It's sharp.
But speaking of deals, what about the Boughs of Holly Stamp Camp? Yay. I have had a couple people in the last couple days sign up for that, people that are new to me, and I'm so excited. That's October 28th and 29th. All you do is buy the suite from me. It's around $79. You get a card kit to make 13 cards and a whole weekend of fun, and Steve will even be there.
Yes, I'm going to have fun with it too.
So, but Amy will be gone. She'll be back in Texas. It's October.
Yes.
We'll
be here for the remainder of September.
So, and that's other good news. Amy will be back next Tuesday, and she's going to show you how to make a card. Show me how to make a card, right? That'll be fun.
Yes.
Amy is our wreath maker and crafty all around, right?
I scrapbook. I'm a paper pumpkin person. I like the paper pumpkin kits, and I also bake. So that's
She makes a fabulous cake every Christmas
Yes.
Eve. And is it on YouTube or on your
it's
Facebook
Facebook
page?
and Instagram
Okay.
on my personal page.
So if they wanted to watch you make your cake this year,
Yes.
could we put a link underneath and we
Yeah,
could,
sure.
that would be fun.
Is it the same cake every time? Same kind of
Nope,
cake?
different kind of cake. I know what I'm gonna do this year, but it's a secret.
Oh, you
for
can't
now.
tell
Yeah.
anybody. Have you ever done German chocolate?
No, I
That's-
try to make something that's really difficult and
Mhm.
challenging because it makes the video more interesting.
It's
Usually when I mess up.
So you can't just take my German chocolate frosting out of the can and wipe it all over there?
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
It's got to be harder than that. Well, the other thing I wanted to tell you about, it's not on your screen, Steve, but the Perfect Partners. This month, there's 6 sets that you can get the dies to that came out as just stamp sets in the beginning. And I got one the other day. I think Amy and I are going to play with this later this week. Apple Harvest and the Apple Blossoms dies. This is beautiful, isn't it?
I like it a lot.
She has some fall cards she wants to make for
Yes.
a friend.
Yes.
So if you haven't looked at the Perfect Partners, that goes till September 30th.
So can we see Amy's wedding invitation now?
Oh, yes. Do you want to put it over here?
Yes.
So,
Well, the green was, I think, kind of hard to find because
Yeah.
I wanted a very specific color green that's going to match my bridesmaids' dresses.
so I'll hold it up. You guys should guess in the comments what color of green. I will give you a hint. It's retired.
Yes, that's why it was so hard to find. But I really liked how it got stamp punched out here, and then the band was what is it, heat embossed
Yes.
with gold.
So this is Amy Sean McCullough, and we had a stamp, personalized stamp made and stamped that, and then die cut this out and made the belly band. These are glossy cardstock. And then the band comes, well, I'll go the other
Slid it
way.
down, yeah.
And it's a gatefold, but it's an offset gatefold, so you can see this side is skinnier. But that's why you liked that, right? Is
Yeah, I
the-
liked it. Kind
the
of
die
offset.
cut.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about showing this now that the wedding's over.
Yeah.
Right? So we have a piece of vellum cardstock in front. And then,
Pretty formal wedding invitation, I guess.
yeah.
Like the wording and the font and everything.
And it was at her growing up church.
Yes, the church that I grew up in, went to school there, everything. So
And then we had an RSVP card that we put in the middle so people would find it, and then the accommodations. But it was super fun to make. And I was afraid she was thinking I had to make it or I would have been offended. But did
Oh,
you
no.
feel pressure?
no,
No.
and everybody complimented. Anybody, like all of my friends were like, your wedding invitations are so beautiful. I love them. And then some people, I would tell people, oh, Sean's mom made them. And they were like, what? She made those? So
Isn't that fun? I am glad they turned out and you liked
yes,
them.
they're beautiful.
So tonight, here's what we're going to make is this easel card. And shall we get started?
While you're gathering things up, Beth, I just want to remind everybody to put hashtag Prize Patrol in the comments. Now, we're not going to draw it tonight, but you still need to enter by putting hashtag Prize Patrol into the comments. And how are we going to do this, Beth?
Okay, so you have 1 week between September 13th and September 20th. If you put hashtag Prize Patrol on Facebook, we'll draw 1 comment from Facebook and 1 comment from YouTube. And you have a whole week to do that. We have people who can't watch live, and they watch the replay. So about once a month, we try to do it this way. The other 3 or 4 weeks out of the month, we go ahead and do it live during the video. But we're going to do it different tonight. So you have a screen for this, Steve. We're starting with Night of Navy on this version. And it's 5.5 by 8.5. And then I've scored it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So it's basically a normal card, but then folded in the middle of the front flap. And then inside the card, I have a piece of white cardstock, and this measures 3 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to put that up there. And then this is a strip of Native Navy, and it's 1 inch by 5 1/4. And I popped that up on Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead and...
So the inside was basic white at 3 inches by 5 1/4.
Correct.
And then the strip is 1 inch by 5 1/4.
Right.
And it's embossed. What dies did you use to emboss it?
Everything on this card is made with the Merriest Moments bundle. So the stamp set and the hybrid embossing folder and the dies all come in the bundle. So what I did for this is I just embossed this strip on the side of the embossing folder because I liked the way the leaves showed on that. And I'm going to give it a little bit of an edge. And I'm popping it up so that the easel part of the card has something to rest against. And I want to get
What
it
is your
over
saying
the...
for that? You had a really catchy saying. Pop it up. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
It must not have been so catchy if I can't remember it.
So I'm going to go ahead and glue down this basic white piece too. But while I'm doing that, do you have another question for Amy, Steve?
Yes. What do you think of Iowa so far?
Well, every time that I've come, I've loved it. The weather's much better here, although it was a little cold at Christmas.
Mhm.
I was going to say it's not always better here.
The day we left, it was -10, and I didn't think I was ever going to feel my feet again.
Yeah.
But, it's so pretty, and like the weather's nice, and everyone says it's really humid, but it's not humid compared to Texas. So.
And do you think that people are nice? A lot of people say people are Iowa nice.
Yes, I have experienced Iowa nice, which is a different, because in Texas people are friendly too, but
Yeah.
it's a different kind of nice, I guess, here. But it's still, people are very, very nice, very welcoming. So I appreciate that.
So what did you just put on there, Beth?
Okay, I'm going to show you. These little dies, I use the smallest flower and the largest of these 3. And I cut it out twice in basic red, and I just layered it with glue dots. And then I put a little pearl in the center.
So lift it up to the camera.
Just to make the inside or the bottom of the card cute. And on this one, I also did a pink and a white flower, and then I used blends, polished pink blend to color that. On this one, I'm just going to leave it plain. So now we're ready to do the front. And the front is, there's a screen for that. It's a piece of basic white cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And all I did was center it in the embossing folder and run it through. And then you can see from the card what really shows up is snowflakes. Snow is another thing Amy likes when she comes to
Yes.
Iowa. We were really praying for snow last time you were here, weren't we?
Yes, we missed the snow barely.
Okay, you guys tell a story. I'm being particular. I want to cut down, I'm just going to cut off the edge of this so the white totally covers the front. So, Steve, what's another question for Amy?
So I just wanted to comment that Amy had warned me to be prepared for driving in Houston. And I thought, I've driven in Chicago. I've even driven in Dallas. I didn't think it really was something. I have to tell you. People drive fast.
Oh, yes.
And they seem to need to change lanes about every 30 seconds. It's like some mandatory thing.
Yes. Well, I would argue that the Houston drivers are better and nicer than the Dallas drivers, because I've had not great experiences driving in Dallas. But I learned to drive in Houston, and I think it made me a better driver, because you got to drive aggressive or you don't get anywhere.
And fast.
Yeah. Why get somewhere in 30 minutes when you can get there in 25?
So I like to drive, and I almost always drive, and Steve almost always rides. And I pretty much drove all the way to Houston for your wedding. And then I parked in the hotel parking lot. I don't know if I told you this. And I did not drive again until we got to College Station. And her parents and Amy lived in a condo in College Station, but her parents lived there also. And when we got back to College Station the day after the wedding, then I drove all the way home. So I can go from Des Moines through Waco to College Station. But when I get to Houston,
She was out.
They were too fast for me. I mean, I don't drive slow, but I don't know. It was
the
scary.
lane changing you didn't like.
The lane changing.
There is a lot of lane changing.
I did
and
a
not
lot of
blinker, not a lot of blinker use. So it's you just gotta.
And I felt like at 90 miles per hour you might die if you crashed.
Yeah.
I noticed there were a lot of trucks too.
Oh, yes.
A lot of I actually took to counting F-150s and Dodge Dakotas.
Yep.
And Chevy Silverados.
Yep.
See who's going to win. Every now and then there was a Honda or a Toyota. But
yeah, they're very popular. Just normal people have trucks just because they like trucks. So
it seemed like a lot of people like trucks because everyone seemed to have one. I kind of felt like I should have one. By the time I got home, I felt like I needed to pick it.
He came home with truck envy. But I'm going to tell you a quick tip. I bet you'll make some easel cards, Amy. And usually you smear glue all over the back and then your card is going to be a normal card that's flat, right? So I put the glue just on the part where I want it and there's going to be no glue on the rest. So you can do the easel part. And then with the glue, there's wiggle room so I can just slide it into place. And it's going to set right there up against the card. So that's fun. And then I have the other pieces cut. This is shaded spruce, and I just ran it through the die. The same die I ran this through. So I'm going to take it and glue this over the top in the same place where the impression is on the white. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll match that up.
So the embossing folder and the die are pretty much exactly the same thing in terms of the pattern.
Yes, right? Yes, they are made to go together. So this exactly fits when you put it in the right way with what's here. And then I have basic red, and I went ahead and I cut this out using this die, and then the embossing folder puts the ridge on there. And I'm going to glue that on the top of the shaded spruce. And then I used white embossing powder on the Thinking of You, and there's a separate die for this. It's got stitching around the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and just start gluing all the things.
In what set are the embossing folder and the die from again?
Everything is from Merriest Moments. The whole deal is the Merriest Moments bundle. This was in the catalog last year, and it was so popular, it was carried over to this year. So I'll go ahead and glue, and you guys can chat.
So about the reception venue.
Yes.
The barn. I tried to explain on one of the videos that the barn was deconstructed in Ohio, and then they trucked it to what's the suburb?
Katy,
Texas.
Yes.
And basically rebuilt it.
Yes, that's exactly what they did.
Like a big jigsaw puzzle.
Yep. And it's the original barn, but they've added chandeliers and modern bathrooms and like bridal suite and everything. So it was I really liked our venue for reception. It was really pretty.
It was beautiful. It was on a working farm.
Yes. Yeah. They still farm on that piece of land. And actually, I think they're known for their tomatoes. So when we toured it, actually, they gave us a can or jars of homemade salsa that they made from their tomatoes that they grew on the farm.
And that sealed the deal for you.
No, but I really liked it. I'm a big planner. And so I've done pretty much all my looking before we actually went to the venue to see it. And I pretty much knew by the time we got there that it was where we were going to have our reception.
So how does Leander compare
They're
to Houston?
Austin.
It's an Austin
right.
suburb.
Austin is a northern suburb, northwestern suburb of Austin. Leander,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I really like it. It's much drier than Houston. Houston gets a lot of rain because it's so close to the coast. And then where we are is kind of the hill country of Texas, which is more arid, and it's a really pretty area. So far, I really like it. I lived only in Houston and College Station my whole life, so it's nice moving somewhere where it's not like 90% humidity all the time. But it's also, I'm getting used to everything, finding things and knowing where things are and knowing which roads to drive on and everything. So I really like it so far.
So what do you guys think?
I like it.
Are
That looks
you
really pretty.
traditional Christmas colors or non-traditional Christmas
I like
colors?
the traditional colors.
You like the traditional?
It's amazing how the white makes it pop.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to show you one last thing. So I took the poinsettia flowers and I went ahead and stamped them and heat embossed them with white. And I'm going to go ahead. I have a dimensional here. And I'm going to pop the smaller one up on top of the bigger one.
Like a
And
poinsettia.
then, yeah, and then stagger the leaves. And then these same little red ones from before, I put a glue dot on there for that. And I'm going to take one of the little pearls and put it in the center. And that's going to be our pretty flower for right here. And then for this, it looks like I glue dotted these together already. And I'm just going to put a pearl on the center of that. So next week, because Amy will be here for 2 more Tuesdays.
Yes.
And next week, Amy's going to show how to make a card. And that'll be fun. But she's made entire gourmet cakes on video, so it'll be no big deal, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
And
It's going to be better than when I've made cards and videos. I guarantee you.
if you have any questions for Amy, just leave them in the comments because she'll be back and she could answer your questions.
Yes.
We tried to get Sean, our son, on video, and he didn't want to come, did he?
He wasn't dressed for the camera. That's his excuse.
And we should tell him I'm almost never dressed for the camera. The camera doesn't see that much, I think. Okay, so this one, I just put that one on with a glue dot. And I'm going to put a dimensional kind of off to the side because there's a lot of dimension there. Maybe I'll put dimension here and then I'll put the glue dot on the corner where I'm going to put it. But like I said, this will be on my blog Wednesday, September 14th. And it's the Pals Blog Hub, so there's lots of beautiful cards. You should come on and look. And my blog is stampingmom.com. And where'd the glue dot go?
You already put it on, honey.
I know, but I don't see it on there. I think it popped off. I'll put one more on here. But Amy or Steve, do you have anything else you want to say? Remember to do the prize patrol.
Right? Hashtag prize patrol.
And you have a week. So if you're watching the replay.
And, you know, I did notice that it's September and we seem to be making a lot of Christmas cards.
Well, have you been in Target lately, honey? What's at
Actually,
Target right now or Von Mar?
I was in Menards and they've already started to put Christmas lights out.
Okay. Well, Menards and I are in the same business. See, people need time to say, oh, that's a beautiful Christmas card. I need to order my supplies and get them in and have time to make the cards. Because we wouldn't make Christmas cards like after
In
Thanksgiving.
December, yeah.
Everyone's too busy.
Gotta
I
send
thought
them out
that's
after
when-
right after Thanksgiving.
Right. So you'd want to have them ready.
That's when I would start making them.
So
It's a guy thing.
here is the traditional card. We'll let the person on YouTube tell me first which one they want, if they want traditional or non-traditional. So go to YouTube and leave a comment too. But you can leave a comment both places. Leave a comment if you have a question for Amy. Anything else? Do you have anything else you want to say, Amy?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we're super excited you're here and that you'll be back with us next Tuesday.
Yes, I'm excited for that.
Do you have anything, Steve?
Nope. I'm just happy to be here.
You're just happy to be here,
Yeah.
be in tech support.
That's right.
Hey, are you ever going to tell them what the assistant demonstrator got for a gift?
Oh, yeah. Well,
We haven't told them
wait,
this yet.
this can be the surprise for the next video. So you've got to come back and I will show everyone.
You're going to
the gift.
show the gift?
Yes, I'm going to show the gift.
He got a big assistant demonstrator gift.
Yes,
So,
I definitely earned my assistant demonstrator pay.
yes. So anyway, you guys have a blessed week. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and share the video and come back next week. We'll be here Tuesday at 7 Central. Thanks, everybody.